Hey guys, welcome back to Let It Roll. Today I've got two separate strategies. The reason I've got two is one of them is a very common strategy that we all have heard of. It's called the Martingale. Now I have a gentleman named Harup that asked if I could do the Martingale. I'm reading his little thing, I have it over there. It says he's played it 5 or 6 times in the last month, with each session lasting an hour or so. He started with a $200 bankroll, bet $5 on the pass line. If that loses, he went to 10, 20, 40, and 80, and so on. So I'll explain the Martingale here in a second. But that's the first strategy. We're gonna add it to another gentleman's strategy. So we're gonna have two strategies in one today. The second strategy is from a gentleman named Hassan. He says, hey, Let It Roll, would you like to try a strategy that I use? I go big, my bankroll is 12,000. I place the 5, 6, 8, and 9 for 600 each, 300 in the field. After 3 hits, I bring it down to the table minimum. So he just says he brings it down to the table minimum. I don't know if he means still the iron cross with the minimum. If it was me, I would play it like the inside numbers, collect and press. So that's how I'm gonna do this strategy. He also says if you want, you can adjust the bet lower, which I am gonna do here. I'm actually gonna adjust it for a $25 table, which most people can play anywhere now. It's almost standard, you know, like in the eastern part, and also Vegas has a lot of $25 tables. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of going 600 per place bet, 300 in the field, I'm gonna take it to 100 per place bet and $50 in the field. Now his strategy says he goes for 3 hits and then he brings it down to table minimum. So we'll do $100 on each of the place bets, 50 in the field for 3 hits. He tries to make about $5,000 and then he said he's done. So since I've scaled it way down, we're gonna try and make about $800 and then we'll call it good too. So it's gonna be the same exact strategy, Hassan, just at a lot lower level that people actually might go and play, because the masses that watch the channel are either new players or players that are playing at a $25 table, and that would be a more comfortable level. He buys in for 12 grand, we're gonna buy in for 2 grand, okay? So let's take a look at how these strategies work. Okay guys, checking out these strategies. Let's start with that Martingale. We're gonna do it at a $25 table, so it won't be playable with a $200 bankroll. What we'll do is we'll do a $500 bankroll for the Martingale side, and we're gonna do the $2,000 bankroll for the Iron Cross side. So I'm gonna call that the Iron Cross Plus, because we're gonna add the 9 on there. So you're gonna get a double payment on the 9. Basically, what his strategy is basically the Iron Cross, but he adds the 9 to it and he goes for 3 rolls. So let's actually look at the Martingale for those of you that don't know the Martingale, which probably everybody does unless you're brand new, which is okay. So you could choose it on the pass or the don't pass. He plays it on the pass line. So if you look at it here, we start with the $25 pass, and basically all you do is you play that money there and until you win or lose. So let's say the puck is on a 5, they come out roll, the point is 5, they throw a 5, you win. Okay, so this just goes into your rack and you stay at $25. Puck comes off, come out roll, throws a 6. Okay, let's say that a 7 is rolled, so you lose this. Okay, once you're a loser, then you just double your money. Okay, so then now instead of putting 25, you put 50. All right, let's say that the point is a 9. Let's say a 7 is rolled before a 9, so you lose $50. All right, so now you got to put $100. Okay, so all you're doing is doubling your money until you win. Okay, you lose that one. Let's say point is 4, and let's say the 4 hits. You win your $100. Okay, and then you start back with single units. So you start back at 25. All right, so we're going to play that Martingale through a $500 bankroll. I'm going to do separate bankrolls, and then we'll see how that works out. Okay, we'll play, we could put a limit on that too, where we win, when we win $250 on that, then we call that a success and we stop there with that Martingale. But since that's all he was playing was just the Martingale, I wanted to add it to a different strategy so you guys could have more to watch instead of just watching for a pass line or a 7 out. So that's why I combined 2 strategies. All right, so now let's look at the other strategy, which is I'm going to call the Iron Cross Plus. We're going to do $100 place bets. Okay, I should just grab some blacks instead. We're going to have a $2,000 bankroll, which I'm not even messing with the correct bankroll here because I'm just explaining the strategies. So I'm calling this the Iron Cross Plus because we're going to plus the 9. We're going to add the 9 to it. So it would look like this. Now on the 6 and 8, you're going to have to make it correct increments. So that'll be 120 on the 6 and the 8. And so this is what the setup would look like for the Iron Cross Plus. Okay, so this is how this strategy is going to work. So basically what he's saying is you need to get 3 rolls, because in all honesty with this layout here, 3 rolls, as long as it's not a 7, is going to be a win. Okay, so once you hit 3 rolls, you're guaranteed winning your money, and now you bring it down to table minimum, which we're at a $25 table. So we would reduce to $25, $30. Let's just show you real quick, okay? Since we're at a $25 table, let's say we got 3 hits. So whatever we win goes into our bankroll. And now we go down to table minimum, which would look like this. Okay, so at this point, we're just going to play here until the 7 comes, and we can press and collect however we want. He didn't say anything about how he continues from here. He just said he goes down to table minimum. So this is the way I would do it. So this is the way I'm going to teach it. Okay, I would start with the inside, and I would do some sort of collect and press from here till the 7 shows. All right, so that's how the layout is. That's how this strategy works. So let's take a look at exactly, I'm going to teach you exactly how it's going to win and exactly how it's going to lose. So that way you understand the strategy. Let's start with how it wins. Okay, so first of all, when you lay it out, we're going to go ahead and lay it out with the $100 layout. Okay, so this is how it would look in the beginning. So you throw a come out roll. Okay, let's say that the point was a 10. Somebody's throwing the dice. They threw a 10. You hand the dealer your money. You lay it out here. So you've got 440 inside. Okay, and then you put 50 in the field. So let's just play it out for you. So this is how you win. Okay, let's say that a number 5 is rolled. Okay, so you lose this, but you win 140. Okay, so you would get this amount here. All right, and then you'd have to replace. So this is what you would win here. Okay, you'd win the 140, but you have to put 50 back in the field. So that's your profit from that roll right there. Okay, you're going to win $90 on that roll. So you set that aside. That's roll number 1. Okay. So then let's say they roll an 8. Same scenario. You lose the field. Okay, so we lose that, but you get paid 140. Okay, so here's your payment. So this is roll number 2. Okay, you got to put 50 back in the field, so you profited the same thing again. Okay, profited another 90. All right. So here's the double bonus. If you throw a 9, you're going to get paid 140 plus 50. But let's just say we threw a 4 on the 3rd roll. So you're going to get paid your $50. Okay. And now this is what you've got right here. Okay. So this is where you stand. This is what you've collected so far. All right. So now we tell them to take us down to table minimum inside, which is 110. All right. So we take all of this back. They hand all of this back to us. We put this in our rack. And if you take it out of here, you can see where your profit stands right now on this hand, because this is what we won. We put our initial investment back in the rack. So in reality right now, no matter what, if we threw a 7 on the next roll, this is what we profited on this hand. So we profited $120 guaranteed. All right, and that's how it played out that way, by hitting 2 insides and a 4. It'll play out differently if you hit a 9 as far as money-wise, the amount you win. The thing you have to understand how you win is that you have to get past 3 rolls, okay, without a 7 showing up. If you can get past 3 rolls without a 7 showing up, that's how this strategy wins. Now, for those of you that understand me, I like to play 10 hands. So if you could do that, 10 times, you're going to be a big winner. All right, but you got to remember, you're going to lose some of those hands, and that's how it's going to balance out, whether you win a lot, win close to even, lose close to even, or lose a lot, is based on those early 7s. If you play 10 hands and you get early 7s before 3 rolls, even 5 out of 10 times, you're going to go backwards on your bankroll. That's how you lose, okay? But we're talking about how you win. So how you win, it's super simple. You got to get past 3 rolls. So if you came up and said, I'm going to just try it one time, and you made it past 3 rolls, you're going to walk away a winner. But you got to factor in the amount of time you're going to stay at the table, whether you're staying for a half hour, an hour, if you're playing for 10 hands, 20 hands, whatever. So it's going to go up and down based on how many hands that you can get past 3 rolls before you walk away. So how you win? Get past 3 rolls. That's how you win with this strategy per hand. Flip side now, I'm explaining to you, if you go up and you play this strategy, okay, the way you lose is pretty simple. I mean, it's just opposite of what I just said. So the way you're going to lose is if you can't get past 3 rolls. Oops. If you can't get past 3 rolls, you're going to lose with this strategy. Okay, and it's simple to see. So let's just show you real quick. I'll show you the best case scenario, even though you're going to lose some, is if you get 2 rolls and then the 7 comes. So let's say that, okay, puck's on a 4. They come out on a 4. Okay, next roll is a 5. So you're going to win 140. You're going to lose your 50. All right. So, all right. So here's your 140 payment. Okay, but we got to replace that 50. So you have $90 right now in profit, so to speak. So let's say that we roll, let's say we roll a yo. We roll an 11. Okay, so you're going to win that 50. And that's the 2 rolls right there. Okay, and now on the 3rd roll, let's say we roll a 7. So all of this gets wiped down. But remember, our investment is 140. So our investment is $190 per roll. So we lose this 190, okay, because we only got 2 rolls in. We didn't get 3. So if you count this, we have 100, 125, 130, 140. So we went backwards because we didn't make enough to make dollars, which was the initial investment. All right, we only made 140. So that means we went backwards on this hand. So that's how you're losing, by not getting past 3 rolls. So let's look at it if we only get past 1 roll. Okay, I'm just doing this so you can understand how you win and lose with these strategies. Remember, all the strategies I talk about, I don't tell you you're going to win with them, because it's not a guarantee. It's a gamble. All right, come out rolls a 5. Okay, we'll just leave it covering the 5. All right, if you're the shooter, you're going to have to play a passer or don't. So just adjust this accordingly. All right. So let's say we throw the 6. Okay, same thing. You're going to lose this. You're going to win 145. Okay, so there's your 145 that you won on that particular throw. You have to replace the 50. So you've got $90 right now in profit. But let's say the 7 comes now. All right, so remember, we lose from the table because they wiped this away. Okay, so we lost, and we only replaced it with $90. So that means we went backwards on that roll, on this hand, if you want to call it that. So that's how you lose with this strategy, is not getting past 3 rolls. That's what's going to happen. All right, so how do you win? As long as you get past 3 rolls, you're going to win that hand. If you only play 1 hand a day, you're going to leave a winner. But then you got to factor in how long you plan on staying. That if you have more hands that get past 3 rolls than less, then that's how you're going to win the total day with this strategy. Okay, so that's how this strategy works. Okay guys, let's look at some of the adjustments we can make to this strategy here. We're playing at a pretty high level, so a lot of times when I get these strategies, people don't realize that you can make adjustments to them on the fly, because even the people that put these strategies out, like Hassan, I'm sure if the table's going bad, he isn't going to stick exactly to this. He might make some adjustments. So let's talk about some of the adjustments we can make. So if we have our layout here, okay, one of the things we can do is, especially, let's say if the table's good, first of all. Okay, let's say if the table's good, you've got this layout here. Okay, let's say the come out is a 4, and then we'll give them our field because it's off on the come out roll. So now this is the first roll that we're going to get paid on if we score. So let's say that we get a field number. All right, let's say we win, they throw a 3. So you're going to get paid $50. All right, so initially we go 3 rolls by collecting all 3. What's one thing we can do if the table's good is we can get a little bit more aggressive and just press. So you could stack it, okay? Or you can say instead of that, let's go ahead and press the 550 more, press the 950 more. You could throw them an extra 2 here, press up to 6 and 8. You could press 1 number, you could press 2 numbers. You could, whatever you want to do with this. You could, like I said, stack it on the field or whatever. So that's one thing you can do, is do a press instead of just holding on to it. So we can press for 3 rolls. So that's roll number 1. Now let's say we luckily hit a 5 the next one. Okay, so that would win. So we make 190. All right, so that would be 190 that we get paid there. Okay, so 75, 80, 85, 90. So that's 190 right there. All right, and then you would just replace that, but that was the second roll. So let's go ahead and say, you know what? We're going to make that 9, an extra 100 on there. And let's go ahead and make the field $75. And let's just keep that. Or we could hop something. You could throw hard ways with it, whatever. Okay, remember, this is on a good table. We're making an aggressive adjustment. So now let's say that 2 rolls, okay, pays double. So you're going to get paid 150 in the field. All right, so now you come down to the minimum. Okay, so now you're at table minimum. So that's one adjustment you can make, is just go really aggressive and hope for three rolls with your press. So as long as the 7 don't come in 3 rolls, hopefully you hit numbers that you're pressing up. You could just press 1 and then collect the next 2 and go down. You could press 2 and then collect the last 1 and come down. So you don't have to press all 3. You could just press, 1 more or 2 or all 3, then come down for the aggressive side. Okay, on the less aggressive side, you don't have to go the full 3 hits. All right, he goes 3 and then down. So instead of going 3 hits, just go 1 hit and down. Now you're not going to make as much money, but you're lessening the risk, the exposure that you have out there. So that's what you can do there on an adjustment also. So you collect 1 hit and come down. Okay. The problem is that if you do that, let's say that we throw a 5. All right, so we're going to win 140. Okay, this loses. Okay, so there's 100. All right, so there's 140. Another thing you can do is just look at something other than the place bets. Is you could either play a don't pass on it if the table's kind of rough. You could put a $50 don't pass and then still play the layout the aggressive way or the non-aggressive way, either way, but you have a little bit of a hedge. So, those are a couple adjustments you can make. But yeah, I like this strategy. If you have a huge bankroll and you're willing to take a gamble, this strategy can pay off pretty good. But on the flip side, if you're willing to take that gamble and the table's bad, you're going to lose a lot of money with this strategy. So it's a pretty high risk, high reward strategy, but I do like it. So let's continue on. All right, guys, so I'm calling that the Iron Cross Plus. And also I showed you the Martingale. So I'm going to be doing these strategies live on Wednesday night. I haven't decided. I'm going to do it either 6, 6:30 or 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Just keep an eye for the thumbnail that comes up. You can click on it that you want to watch it, and then it'll remind you when it happens. I got to see what time I can do it at, but it's going to be somewhere between that time frame. Again, I want to thank Hassan and Harup for requesting these strategies for me to try. Come check me out Wednesday night. I'm going to throw it live, see how it plays out. And from there, if you want to ask any questions about my thoughts on gambling or anything that you wanted to know about my channel or whatever, I figured I would just kind of make it where we can hang out and talk along with seeing how these strategies play out. So again, thanks to the subscribers that send me in the strategies. I'm pretty behind right now. I'm trying to catch up. That's why I'm doing 2 in 1 this week. But again, I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best part of Let It Roll, and I'll catch you guys soon. Take care.